The last time I ever talked about this was inside of a crack house. It was like some toxic way to fucking release it. That was 22 years ago. Crew will drag you down, and prison's like
That's great.
super speed.
That's funny. That's a great analogy.
No, I never talked about the fights. And there were 3 very significant fights, and there was an incident in Marion. And I wasn't a fighter when I was young, and I mean, these were probably the most violent things that I've ever been involved in my life that happened to me or that I had to do to somebody else. But the thing is, when you fight in prison, there's no rules, there's no ref, there's no tap out, there's nowhere to run. Like, screaming's not gonna help you. And two of the fights, there's little tidbits in the book. And then when I got inspired and I called you, I thought back like 2001, 2002, right before I got sober the first time. I would go to these crack houses, and one day I started smoking crack, and something was on the TV, and I started to tell a story of the fight. And so like it was, I was a binging drinker, occasional crack house, but then those last 2 years, it was probably 15, 20 episodes. And then sometimes I'd go to the crack house and I'd be like, that's the dude who's got the prison stories. And we don't know if it's true, but he can really tell a story. But like in some demonic, fucked up, toxic way, it just helped me to get it out. I've never told these stories to anyone. So there's 3 I want to go through, and I'll give a little background. But let's just jump in it. So the first one was at the county jail. Got found guilty. Never been in trouble, 23 years old. Lost my jury trial, facing 40 years. Was there for about 3 weeks. My cellie was Ezekiel. This is all part to do with the fight. The corroborating evidence, and he came in with 3 co-defendants, and he was like a big time dope dealer that got pulled over with a U-Haul truck with a bunch of cash and marijuana residue. Now you develop a relationship with your cellie. You get very intimate, not sexually, but it's just like, he's sort of a father figure. And after the fight happened, I found out like they wanted to plead guilty and he wanted to go to trial. And so there's Francesco, Mario, and Antonio and Ezekiel, who was my cellie. So one day we're just sitting there eating. There's 4 white guys in the cell. There's Carlos, couple pimps, bank robbers, home invasions. It's just because it's the county jail, you mixed in. And everything's metal. There's like a picnic table, it's just solid metal. Everything's cement with metal edges, it's just hard. There's nothing soft in this pod. And I'm just sitting at the picnic table. I don't know, it was close to lockdown for the night, and Mario is probably 8 or 10 years my elder. He just kind of like he's shadow boxing with me, and I'm sitting on the bench. And then he swings at me and I kind of duck, and then everybody in the room just circle, right? But they're all against the wall, and it's like, so he's making a move. So I jump off the bench. I'm 23. I did an inventory, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. Never ever in a fight that I can remember. My dad would always say, if somebody messes with you, you just punch them right between the eyes as hard as you can. It'll blind them, and then go at them. And that in 4th or 5th grade, I was on a bus. I'm pretty introverted, and this guy was just kind of throwing his book bag at me and like just making fun of me. And then, I didn't have any sugar. I wasn't hyper, and so I was just very like not reacting. And then all of a sudden I just I got on top of him and I just pounded him till everybody on the bus had to stop me. But like, I mean, he attacked me and I resisted for a while. So like, I am not a fighter. Like, it's just not in me to be a fighter. So I jump up from the bench. Maybe I was in there for 2 or 3 weeks. I'd lost my trial. I'm facing 40 years. We're fighting sentencing. So there's, this is in the back of my head because sentencing was coming, but we kept challenging the way that they figured out my sentence.
And this wasn't at Marion, this was at
No, the county jail.
County jail.
Right.